spin the yard, nigga.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Champ, aka Champion Style TV, aka Mr. Spin the Yard. I'm back with another reaction video. Before I begin, let me say thank you to all of you guys for continually subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the comment button and say something. Make sure you share the content and make sure you turn on your bell notifications to be notified every time I'm doing these type of videos. Thank you. Now, something came across my desk late last night that bothered me. It fucked with my spirit. So I got up today and I said, yo, I have to speak about this. Listen, I don't like the fact that everybody is on some anti-Jim Jones campaign. And yeah, everybody's on it. And I don't like it. I don't like when it seems like everybody's picking on somebody. Like there's no one out here speaking for Jim Jones and all the great things that he actually has done. Now I get it. Before we get into the video that I'm talking about, I get the fact that Jim has done some wild stuff that goes against the general narrative of business in the music industry and stuff like that. But this whole thing with Max B coming home tomorrow after doing 16 years and everybody saying, oh, Jim is blackballing him, you know, in advance. So when he comes home, he can't really have motion like that. In the music industry, are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? Y'all really think that Jim has that much power to blackball Max B when he comes home, when his wave is so crazy? Listen, shout out to S1, but I don't agree with you on this one. So check out this clip from S1 and I'll be right back. You heard?
Max Bigavelli is returning home in 2 days after a 16-year long bid. I know how that feel. I did the same amount of time. Salute to the G's. And Max B is like the most anticipated artist to come into New York City in a long time, to come back and regain his title, regain his wave. But Jim Jones still think it's 2008, 2009 where he could blackball Max B. He's telling people that, you know, don't show up to Max B party. And I'm hearing it through the streets. He's telling some of his industry friends, yo, don't go through, don't support Max B. Well, Jim, I gotta let you know, man, it's you don't got no power no more, man. You look like an old dog. Like, you ain't the wave, my nigga. Your music ain't really popping like that. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? I hope you get your money. You got a couple of good young dudes with you, but you ain't really gonna do nothing for them. You can't really block the wave, and we're not gonna let that happen. New York City, East Coast, hip hop, don't let this happen. Do not let Jim Jones even try to sway y'all into not supporting Max B. Max B, regardless of his crime or whatever the case may be, yo, Max B did his time like a man. He actually, this is his second bid. He actually been through this before. Jim Jones never did a bid. Jim Jones sent a lot of dudes to go do bids, you know what I'm trying to say? Because they was trying to protect him and they ended up catching cases. But Jim Jones ain't about that life. You feel me? And Jimmy, you need to stop it. No blackballing Max B. No, you understand? That's not going to happen. These New York City streets is not going to let that happen. That man did his time. Let that man shine. We would not let you looking like an old wet dog blackball or try to blackball Max B, and you can't. It's all about social media now, Jim. So you ain't blackballing Max B. The streets of New York City is not going to have that. Go take a shower, shave your scruffy beard. You look crazy. You know what I'm saying? You say you get money, you dropping tops and you ain't dropping flags. Well, we need to see this then, Jim. And we need you to put some work in too. You've been repping this flag for so long. Jim, you should at least take one deal. Just take one deal, my dude. It could be a fight. You got to do something, Jim. You've been claiming blood for 35 years. You 70 years old and you never put in no work. Yo, Jim, stop it. It's over for you, bro.
All right. Like I said, shout out to S1, but bro, you sound like a hater. I'm going to keep it a stack with you. You sound like a hater, bro. Now, granted, we know that Jim Jones has come out and said out of his mouth that he blackballed Max B. All right. He owned that. He was accountable for that. But you're saying you're hearing through the grapevine, through the street, that Jim is blackballing Max again. Why you ain't name dropping? Why you ain't quoting sources and stuff like that? It's hearsay, my brother. It's hearsay. Oh, Jim is running around, according to what I heard in the street, that he's going around and telling people not to go to Max B party. I'm telling you right now, Jim does not have that power to stop people from going to Max B party. Max B is connected to Drake. Mad people love Max. especially in the industry, execs, all of that, they know he's a great songwriter. They know he puts together hits based off of what he did with Jim. All right. So there's no way that Jim can blackball him, bro. What do you mean blackball? Like, don't go to his party. It's just a coming home party. That ain't gonna stop his wave business wise. That ain't gonna stop Max B's wave business wise. He got a whole tour lined up. He got a whole tour lined up already. If that was the case and Jim had that much power, you think Max would be able to do a tour? You understand what I'm saying? I know it's not a big, countrywide tour. It's a local tour, but he's still gonna move around the city and do what he does. He's being celebrated on the come home. Jim does not have that power to do that. And then secondly, my brother, why do you have to diss Jim based off of what you supposedly heard? Oh, you look like a wet dog and all of that stuff. Like, come on, bro. You just said you did all of this time and all that in prison. You seem like a stand-up individual. I do watch your content, even though you get low numbers. It's us, like myself and shout out to Harlem Legend TV, that is speaking on the content you post, which we appreciate. But it's like, bro, why you got to talk like that? Why you can't just have an unbiased opinion? And now me, I'm not here like trying to take up for Jim, right? There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes and all that I've seen for myself that is not something that I agree with. But I also look at the output of things, right? The output is this. Jim had some phenomenal artists under him at different spans of his career after leaving Dipset, right? And starting Bird Gang and Purple City and all of that stuff, right? He's put out Stack Bundles. He's put out Max B. He has King Streets now. He has Dice Peso and a plethora of other artists under Vamp Life or that work with Vamp Life that he's pushing. I don't hear them niggas complaining about nothing. King Streets is my guy. That's my man. Dice Peso, that's my guy. I don't hear them complaining about nothing in regards to Jim. Now, granted, Jim stated and took accountability for the mistakes that he made business-wise with artists prior. He came out and was accountable for that. Yo, I messed up. I was getting a bunch of money. I did some things I wasn't supposed to do as far as publishing and making sure they get to where they got to go. He admitted that. He admitted that Max wrote the hook for Ballin' and all of this stuff. So why is it now all of a sudden because Max is coming home and that's somebody that Jim basically brought into the fold in the music industry? Because prior to Max being with Jim, he had the mixtape circuit popping, right? Max B. As far as the public domains and all the whole Wave series, right? The Super Wavy series, the Big Avell series, all of that stuff, right? And it was popping. I ain't gonna lie, I love Big Avell's music. You know what I'm saying? I'm still bumping his old shit to this day. But at the end of the day, y'all can't sit here and take nothing from Jim as far as putting people in position. You wouldn't know some of these individuals if they wasn't standing by Jim. Let's keep it a stack. Y'all wouldn't. And at the end of the day, people fail to realize, like in a lot of instances with Jim Jones, there's third parties that brought the artist to Jim. Like, yo, Jim, I think you should do something with him. I think you should work with Boy or whatever. And now the business side of things didn't work out or whatever, but Jim is responsible for a lot of cats' waves. And I don't know why y'all not getting that. I need to say that because it bothers me that every time I go on YouTube, I see y'all reporting about Jim doing this, Jim doing that. Something Jim said over here, he did this, he did that. Okay, but he's manned up and said, yo, I take accountability for that. I did do that. Yeah, I did do that. And I'm speaking, I know the comments is gonna go crazy saying all kind of stuff, but I'm speaking specifically about Max B, right? Has any of y'all heard Max B say something about Jim? Since he realized he's been told that he's coming home tomorrow. If y'all can find audio or whatever of Max speaking about Jim as of late, recently, I'm saying, like, yo, I don't fuck with Jim. I ain't doing nothing with him. He's a clown. Did any of y'all out there hear Max B say that out of his mouth from prison recently, as of late? You know why? I haven't heard it. If y'all did, let me know. But if that's not the case, It's because Max B is focused on Max B. Max B's focused on his own wave. He got his own motion. He got a bunch of deals lined up and in place. There's going to be a crazy bidding war for him, right? I just hope that he stays in line with that and he doesn't get distracted by this nonsense. And who knows, maybe them two can actually sit down. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe y'all tell me what y'all think. Once he's home and things is moving, they might get back together and put together some dope music. You never know, because they made great music together. Now, if they stay in line with like, all right, fuck all of the politics, all of the street shit and all of that, let's focus on the music and the business. And Max B has his affairs in orders. Jim has his affairs in orders. There's a lawyer there to make sure everything goes as planned. They can make a lot of fucking money together. That's a fact. But I just want to say, if y'all gonna be online talking about Jim and Max B, make sure y'all fair about it. Make sure y'all non-biased. Again, like I said, I'm not siding with Jim. I'm not siding with Max B. I just don't like the fact that every time I look on YouTube, y'all are bashing Jim Jones over this Max B situation. Again, no one would know who Max B really is if it wasn't for Jim. Right? Am I right or am I right? He came up from under Jim's fold and then went to French. Right? If I'm wrong, just put it in the comments. I'll correct myself. I have no problem correcting myself if I'm wrong about something. But I didn't know who Max B was on that level until he was around Jim. Well, I want to ask y'all a question. 3 questions. Y'all leave a comment down below. 1, do y'all think that Jim Jones and Max B can still do business together? Do y'all think they can quell their issues and just get to the money? Whether it's through podcasting, music, whatever. Number 2, do y'all really think that Jim Jones is running around trying to blackball Max B for his coming home party, running around the industry and telling people not to go to Max B's coming home party? Do y'all really think that? And 3, can y'all realistically go online and be partial and non-biased when speaking about Max B and Jim Jones? Can y'all do that? That's what I would like to know. Can y'all just look at things for what they are instead of putting your emotions into it and say, you know what? This did happen on this side. This did happen on that side. Let's see what's going to happen here in the middle. Can y'all do that? That's what I want to know. Beyond that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Max B is coming home tomorrow. Salute to him. I'm so happy that that brother's coming home. I love his music. I'm looking forward to everything that man is about to do. And it is my wish that him and Jim can work together and make some magic. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe button. Turn on your bell notifications. Champion Style TV, spin the yard. I'm out.
Spin the yard, nigga.